Okay, this is a short video to talk about homework 13, specifically problem 15. And basically for this problem, you were told that you're starting with a normal Class B network 192.168.0.0 with a /16 subnet mask, which is the same as 255.255.0.0. But what we need to do is we need to create equal size subnets, in particular 6. So the formula we need to remember for this is we want to solve 2 to the n is greater than or equal to the number of subnets, and we want to do that for the smallest value of n that will make this true. So what we need to solve then is 2 to the n is greater than or equal to 6. And if we solve that for the smallest n that makes that true, then we need to borrow 3 subnet bits. So that's the first thing we need to do. So we need to borrow 3 subnet masks, or I'm sorry, extend the subnet mask by 3 bits. So I'm going to clear this off, and I'm going to go back, and we have 192.168, and then I'm going to break this down into binary. So in the third octet, we'll have 3 subnet bits, the 3 bits that we need to borrow, and then the remaining 5 bits in the second octet will be host bits, and then the last octet will be all host bits. So I asked for subnet 1, or information about subnet 1. Now, one trick is a lot of people would do it for the first subnet. The first subnet is actually subnet 0. So subnet 1, you would set the binary values of the subnet bit to be whatever subnet number we're looking at, in this case 1 or 001. So the first question is, what is the network number? So we know we have 192.168. Our subnet, and then the way we find our network number is by setting all the host bits to 0. So these 5 bits would be 0, and then the last octet would be 0. So if we convert that to decimal dotted notation, that's 192.168.32.0. So that answers the question, the first question about what is the network number. Now, if we go to the second one, which is what is the broadcast address. So this was net number, and then this would be broadcast address. Okay, so we start out with our original network, which is 192.168. We're still talking about subnet 1. So this is 001. Now, how do we find the broadcast address? We find that by setting all the host bits to 1. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dot, and then we know an octet of all ones is going to be 255. So what we need to do is convert that third octet to decimal. So the answer would be 192.168.63.255. So that's the hardest part of this problem. Answering the next 2 questions, what is the first usable host? Well, that's just going to be 1 more than the subnet number. So it would be 192.168.32.1. And then the last question is, what is the IP of the last usable host? Well, that's 1 less than the broadcast address. So that would be 192.168.63 dot 254.